What's up, everybody? Ghost Gamer here, doing a little bit of a review for a mod, actually. Grand Theft Auto 4 mod called LCPDFR, or the LCPD First Response. Now, if for some reason you are kind of like me and you're a little behind on some of the mods out there, it's not a bad little mod. If you haven't gotten, the concept from the title / name itself, basically it is a mod where you can basically play cops the entire time. Cops and robbers, well, just cops. You're not really the bad guy. That's reserved for more the GTA instead of the LCPDFR. Now, for me, I have to admit, I am a sucker. I actually do really like being involved in like high-speed pursuits and full-on code 3s and things like that. So for me, being a bit of a nerd and a dork when it comes to stuff like this, I actually love the shit out of it. Even though GTA 4 is what, I think 7 years old now, and I don't even know how old the mod is, but as theoretically large as this mod is, I mean, you have to keep in mind that this mod is basically a modification of most of the game, the overall concept of the game anyway. Even though it is a very large mod, it has a lot of little bugs, if you will. And some of those bugs are actually intertwined in the original GTA, and quite a few of the bugs are actually the mod itself. Now, there are several little bugs that annoy me throughout the time, and they could be rectified, but in all reality, I don't expect them to do. I don't expect them to be rectified because it is an old mod on an old game. But for example, I mean, you have the button scheme alone, which is not really a glitch or a spastastic error, but it is very annoying to try and get your buttons mapped out into something that is kind of common sense, if you will, or at least easy to handle. The doors, it is one of those things that in order to pull off something that is a little bit more authentic from the standpoint of a concept of, or a scenario concept, if you will, you have to add multiple mods into the LCPDFR, which is one of those things that they're kind of pushing themselves around, and some of the mods are kind of issues of the other, if you will. And what I mean by that is simply like you'll see right here, with the door kind of has a weird way of operating on some of the patrol vehicles, and it kind of jitters whenever it opens or closes, or whenever you get in or out. And that's actually because of the lighting system that is another mod, ELS or ELT or something like that, or ELM. But the lighting mod actually glitches with the animation. Some of the animations throughout the entire game are kind of subpar, if you will. It's a lot of small, distracting little annoyances throughout the entire game that kind of annoy you but do not completely distract you from the gameplay of the mod itself. Another big issue that I actually found, normally whenever I play something like this, I use an Xbox One controller that's hooked up to my PC, and it does really good for the normal game itself, mainly because it was kind of designed that way. Now, with the LCPDFR mod, things are a little bit different. There's a lot more buttons, there's a lot more button modifiers and things of that nature. The functions are actually called out, and so on and so forth. So using a controller to try and basically take care of everything is really big pain in the rear end. It could be done, but there's quite a few times where you'll be trying to hit, for example, for me, my siren itself is H. Modifying the siren between different styles. The siren is T, and then the air horn is Y. So you have basically those three buttons that you're constantly trying to, push or mess with, things like that whenever you're trying to drive around with the controller. It's really, really annoying. Now, if you use the keyboard, which is something that I don't look down upon, I've used a keyboard for shooters, I don't know how many times. It's actually one of my preferred. It is a little clunky, if you will. It'll work. It works fairly decently, but it's not as seamless, I guess you will. And it's not as seamless as the controller. So it's kind of one of those things where you're kind of stuck between two half-assed setups here, and that's something that I would like to be rectified, although, like I said, I doubt that it will, mainly because of the age of the mod and the game itself. All in all, long story short, even though I've kind of surpassed that a little bit, if you're into the whole concept of police sim, and they also have a fire sim as well, which is a completely different mod, but if you're into the whole police sim thing, and you don't really want to wait until Police 1013 comes out, which I believe is, I think 2016 is what the rumor is. Definitely look it up. I'll have the link below in the description. It's not a bad little mod. I would suggest looking around because there's quite a few mods that you could stack on top of each other, which actually makes it work a little bit better than normal, or just the standard mod itself. If I had to rate the mod, 1 to 10, I would have to probably give it a 6, and that's most mainly because of all the glitches and everything that it actually has. I would like a little bit more option, more variance, in which you can get that from adding on different mods, but I would have much rather seen that in the actual main mod itself. But I have an absolute field day, just bombing around the city and arresting prostitutes and pulling over people for, speeding and things like that. So go ahead, check out the mod below. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, feel free to drop them in the comment box below. If you found this informative at all, give me a thumbs up, give me a like, hit the subscribe button to the channel. Until next time, I guess I'll talk to you guys later. I'll just leave it out with a little bit video left to go, and I guess I'll catch you guys on another video. Thanks for watching.
Don't let the uniform fool you, son. You move, you get murked.